Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Caitlin and today we are playing with the Wilderness palette by Beautybay. This I got a while ago and I have not played with it, so now that it's officially October, I wanted to do my first official fall look for you all. So if you're interested in seeing a fall inspired look, or if you're interested in seeing the Wilderness or Beautybay quality in action, keep on watching. Before we get too far into the video, if you have not already, please click that subscribe button. It's totally free to subscribe and I would love to have you back on the channel in the future for more videos. And if you're already subscribed, don't forget you can click the notification bell to be notified every time I upload, or click the thumbs up button if you like this video. It lets me know you want more content like this and really helps with putting my channel and my videos out into the algorithm. Alright, let's go ahead and get into this grungy fall dream look. Alright, so here is the palette if you haven't seen it. I got this when it was super hyped, like it had sold out, and then when it got back into stock, I purchased it. This is another one of those palettes that I wasn't going to get at first until I saw people doing looks. Specifically, I remember Beautybay doing looks that I was like, oh, and therefore, you know, then I went and got it. I have used the Beautybay formula once before. The only other palette I've tried from them was the Nikki Tutorials collaboration, which I know some people did not like. I love that palette. So I thought, okay, I like the formula, at least what I've tried. And I don't know about all these blues. Like, I can get into the navy blue as a liner, but autumn, right, for sure. So we're pulling this out. We're doing some autumn times, and I'm going to take an M441 and I'm going to start with Snow just to kind of set the eyeshadow primer that I used. I put on the Urban Decay primer potion. If you're watching this in high enough quality resolution, or you've got it, you know, zoomed in a little because you're like me and you watch YouTube on your TV and not your phone, let me know in the comments. Are you like that? I never watch YouTube videos on my phone. I always watch it on my TV. But you might be sitting there going, the makeup's looking a little heavy, a little cakey today. Trust me, I know. I'm gonna go in next with Marigold, same brush, this kind of like mustardy shade, put a little of that in the crease. So I decided today I would try again the Huda Beauty Faux Filter Concealer, which I'll leave that linked in the cards here if you haven't seen it yet. The interesting journey that was that video. But I thought, you know, that was just kind of first impressions. Let me try it again. The sample had so much in it that I was like, okay, you know, I'm going to try to use this up. I'm going to use it again. And I just don't like it, you guys. I think it looks too heavy, too cakey. I think it super emphasizes texture. If you're like me and have like combo skin and have like a lot of texture, kind of like porous skin to begin with, this doesn't do you any favors. So I do still think, even though I try to use less, I still maybe used too much. It does have a lot of coverage. And I still have some left. It's not gone. So I'm going to try it maybe like one more time to use up the rest of the sample and try to like use the daintiest, tiniest, little, smallest amount ever, just to make sure it wasn't user error one more time. But I really don't think I like it. It feels so heavy and gross on my skin right now. And it's just not my journey. And that's that. And that's okay sometimes. Alright, now I want to go kind of deep on the outer corner. So I think I'm going to do Ivy, this really deep green on a Morphe JS6, and let's see kind of where that takes us. I'm definitely tapping the brush because I don't want any fallout since I've already done my complexion. Yes, that is the pigmentation I wanted. Yes, loving it. And I love the instant, like you can see like just my eye shape. I love this placement. I know I do almost the same placement every time, but it just works for me. And when it works, it works. Like look at the lift on this side compared to this. It's just, it does what it needs to do. So I'm not gonna run that like all the way to the inner corner. I'm gonna leave from here to about here blank so I can put some like shimmery goodness somewhere in there. I'm just focusing this on the outer corner so we can get that nice depth and lift. Has anyone been enjoying living their fall fantasy so far? I know I have gotten out all my fall decor. I haven't gotten a ton of Halloween out, but some have started. But I've switched, like the candles are on full mulled cider pumpkin spice mode. And it's starting to get a little chillier here where I live. It's been more like 60 degrees Fahrenheit days lately instead of like, we went from 90 and it dropped seriously 30 degrees, I'm not exaggerating, overnight from 90 degrees Fahrenheit to 60 the very next day. So that was a bit of a shock to my system. I would have loved to have a 70, a 75, you know, like a little gradual descent, if you will. But no, it was just bam, now it's 60, and it has stayed there the past 2 weeks. So there's supposed to be a day or two mid this week that it's gonna be like 73. Then I'm like, oh, there it is. We gotta catch it while it's here, because we're like straight into autumn overnight. Taking a little bit of what's left in the brush and just gonna put it on the bottom, like the outer corner here too. And then I'm gonna take that first brush with Marigold and put that on like the inner part of the underneath of the eye. There's so many fun shimmer choices. Like we have green, blue could be fun. Ooh, so we have both like a deep green like this mossy, but then we also have this lime green. That could be fun. This red shimmer heat could be nice too. What's gonna be kind of fall? Let's see. You know what? I think I want to go with this shade called Ray. It looks a little like goldy, just champagne in the pan, but I can see that it has some green reflect in it, so I think that'll be really nice. So I'm just gonna put that kind of like on this part of the eye, like in the middle on the diagonal. I think like I'm gonna try to leave the crease shade alone in this and just to like fill in the middle and see how that goes. I honestly don't remember if this works better with or without a glitter primer. We're gonna try it without and see how that goes. Again, this is Ray, and I'm gonna take a flat brush to put this on, just an Ace Beauty P3 brush. Okay, we did not need glitter primer. That was a good call. It's showing up plenty, and so is that lovely green shift. This feels really putty-like on my brush in the pan, which I like. Reminds me of, you guys know my favorite, the Adept Cosmetics shimmers. And so I'm just gonna run this, like I said, along the divide here between the deep shade that I used and the crease shade that I used. I'm just kind of feathering and blending on the edges till it looks smooth and there's no real harsh lines here. Tell me that's not autumn, you guys. The mustard, the green. Ooh, I'm so excited. Okay, so I'm gonna add one more thing here. I am gonna go in with this Twilight Navy Blue Matte, and I'm just gonna run that like right up close to the lash line, and I've been loving to do this a flat brush, but you can probably see it's not like completely flat across. It's got a bit of an angle to it. I think one with like a slight angle like this really helps for liner. This one's from Storybook Cosmetics. And like I said, I'm just gonna like kind of stamp that right up on my lash line all the way across. So usually when I'm doing this series, you know, my Pile of Shame series, I like to think about why haven't I used this palette since I bought it? And for this one, I really think it's just by the time it got to me from Beautybay, because it does take a long time for Beautybay to ship to me, the hype had just kind of died around the palette. And so it was like, okay, everybody's talking about it. I'm so excited. And then by the time it got to me, the hype was just over. And I was kind of like, okay, yeah, it's pretty, but like, I mean, it's just like it had passed. The moment had passed, if that makes sense. Which I think a lot of people fall into that, where they're like, just buy it for the hype of it. And then, you know, maybe even if they are hyped about it when they first get it, it dies down quickly, and then it's just like, okay, well now I have this palette and like I'm over it type thing, you know? Which, using this palette now, I'm like, there's no reason for that attitude. It's performing very well. I'm enjoying it. I like the look I'm creating, but I know that feeling just happens sometimes to people. What I try to do when that happens is sometimes I'll either, like, there are times like this series where I'm like, no, you need to use it, and I'll just force myself, and then I'll realize like, oh, this is stupid, this is great, I've been avoiding it for no reason, or, oh, this is why I've been avoiding it, it's not for me, and then I can pass it to someone else, but like pass it along, not have it in my collection anymore. Or at least in my mind I can have a time of like, okay, I'm not using it now, but like I will use it at this point in time. Like with this one, I was specifically waiting and like, okay, I know that's a really fall vibe palette, so when it becomes more like fall, I'm gonna delve into that for sure. Yeah, so see how that navy liner just gave it like a little bit more structure right on the lash line? All right, I'm feeling like I need something a little like iridescent green on the inner corner, like a little bit more iridescent than this. So I'm gonna go in from Copacetic Cosmetics, the single in Good Luck, and I'm taking an M560, and I'm just gonna put a little on the brush in the inner corner. Honestly, this shade looks very similar to the shimmer on the lid. I probably just could have used the shimmer on the lid. You can't tell that much of a difference between them on the eye. I should have probably used a green that was more iridescent, like Saint Angel Sinners has. Oh, what palette is it? Like Saint Angel Sinners has this little Skulls and Roses shade. It's really pretty. Maybe I'll try to go in with a little bit of that on top. I have that in my one of my favorite mini palettes. I'll leave that video linked as well if you haven't seen that and you're interested. Little 6-pan or less palettes that I love, love, love. So this is the shade Skull and Roses. I'm going to try to put a little on. Yeah, that extremely brightened it for sure. Yeah, that's more of the brightened green inner corner I was going for. I don't know how much you can tell a difference on camera, but not like other girls from Saint Angel Sinners. She saved the day on that one for sure. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and like curl my lashes, put on mascara, maybe a little highlighter or something, lip, finish up the look, and I will be back to show it to you when it's completed. All right, guys, and here is the final look. Added, of course, my mascara, a little bit of highlighter. And would it be an autumn look if we did not pull out the Autumn Trio from Black Moon Cosmetics? I don't know if you can still get this. It was a limited edition collection of matte lipsticks, but I love these kind of like grungy tones they have in this kit. This one is the shade Cider. Picked it because I really think it helps bring out that crease shade that we put down, that kind of like mustardy color. And yeah, I'm feeling so fall. Feel like I need to go to a pumpkin patch, an orchard, drink apple cider, something. Let me know what you thought of the look. Hope this inspires you to find something from your pile of shame to bring out and use, because the Wilderness palette by Beautybay is gorgeous, stunning. Definitely will be using it more this month. Stay tuned to see it in my monthly palette ranking for October, and I hope to see you again on the next one. Bye!